Hey everyone, Timid back with more Smacky Cup. Well, I say more Smacky Cup. What do I mean by more Smacky Cup? I meant more. I meant more tournament gameplay here. This is the first episode of Smacky Cup, and it's gonna be covering. Well, I'm gonna go over everything that's. I'm gonna briefly go over the tournament. But I've already gone ahead and won this first match, day 9. It's actually pretty fast. I feel like my opponent definitely resigned too early for it. Anyways, okay. Okay. Here's the right tab. Because this is Division 1. It was Division 1 tab. I'm in Division 2C still because I'm taking my time with Little League. But basically, Smacky Cup is a Mariner Cup with fog. That's basically it. it's the only real difference. Yeah, it's like fog. First map is gonna be Frozen Fire. I'm gonna go over it a little bit more than the other ones because it's today's map. But it's a tier 3. It's gonna be a tier 3 ban list, so that's honestly probably the most fun one for this because there's a lot of terrain on this map, which suits like Sonja and Flash and even Sammy for an extent really well. Because of these infantry bases here, they're locked to infantry. You can maybe get like maybe even like a missile. But a rockets for sure you could get in this base, and it would secure. You could basically secure your this comm tower with that if you want to. That's sort of like later game when you have a bunch of money because this map actually it looks really sparse, but actually when you go into how much money's on the map, it's like 50k, so like 25 per turn with 2 airports is actually a decent chunk of change. It's like at least 3 vehicles, 3 light vehicles, maybe like a medium tank plus a tank if you want it. It's a good amount of money. You can even get like medium tank battlecopter every other turn. Medium tank and battlecopter every other turn if you want. So. And because it's fog, you can always like intersperse it with recons, tanks, whatever you want. So I really like this income amount with this map. It's got a lot of terrain, as I said. This area in like the bottom and top here with all the rivers, it's interesting. I like it a lot. It's sort of like long term. You can send your infantry there to get long term income gains, which I like. There's a little bit of a capture chain here. Most of this area doesn't really have that many capture chains. Well, actually, I say that. But there's a good amount in this area with capture chains, and then there's a couple in this center area, near the HQs as well. So there's a good amount of capture chaining, and there's stuff that's almost a chain as well. Like you can send infantry there, and then fall back to here, and then you report relatively easily as well. So you can get this pretty early on if you want it. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are gonna play Sammy on this map just because of this infantry base. It is fog though, so like Sammy can still get overwhelmed relatively easily. I picked Sonja because Sonja. And then Lash is also pretty good because there's a lot of terrain. There's like mountains, a lot of stuck together properties over here. The Lash is pretty good. I think even Go7 picked the Lash for this one. So I think that's a good indication as to who's really good on this map is like terrain guys. So Sonja, I mean Lash probably just kicks complete ass on this map. And I picked Sonja because Sonja thinks. I think there's like 2 Sonja maps on this tournament, so a little bit less Sonja than I would like, honestly. Considering it's a fog tournament, but whatever. So, tier 2, well, map 2, round 2, is on this map Logarithmic. It's tier 1 minus Javier because it's 2 comp tower. So, yeah, it's a pretty basic map. This is sort of like the Stalingrad of this tournament, I feel. Because, well, honestly, it just, with the layout and everything, it's pretty similar to Stalingrad. It's got a couple more mountains, I guess. But it's got the corner production property with like 1 extra airport. It's got the pipe seam thing. It's got the center property sort of thing. It's got 2 comm towers, which I forget if Stalingrad has 2. I think it only has 1. I think it's a 1 comm tower map. But yeah, it's sort of got that same sort of design aspect, I think. So it's going to be very similar to Stalingrad. It's going to be involving a good amount on like recons and tanks. But it does have an extra airport, so that's going to come into account as well. I feel like Eagle might actually be pretty good on this because there's the 2 airports thing. And this is a map that has a decent amount of income. It's got 46k, so that's 23 each. That's enough to comfortably spam out 2 Battlecopters a turn if you want them. 3 Kings a turn as well if you want them. Or even just, well, it's not enough for Battlecopters and obviously. But you could do Battlecopter 2 tank. Yeah, you could do Battlecopter 2 tank. And then you'd have to like skip the infantry, but I think that would be pretty good for an Eagle. For an Eagle build order, if you want to pick Eagle on this one. Honestly, I'd probably go Hawk. Well, I did go Hawk. My opponent went Eagle. So we'll see how that turns out. Honestly, like Eagle would be pretty good with his lightning strike on this map. Now that I think about it, but we'll see. Hawk can get 30% firepower. That's stalemate, so that's enough to like take out infantry and stuff. I don't know how much Eagle's gonna be relying on that. But anyways, let's see here. So that's Logarithmic, that's round 2. Smacky Steps is round 3. It's going to be tier 3, which means it's going to be a Sonja map. Duh. Like, what else would it be? And it's got the 3 base, 1 airport in the corner here, and it's got the comm towers relatively close to the HQs actually. It's kind of more spread out than I would think. But anyway, it's a very open looking map, so Recons are going to be keen here. Yeah, with all these forests to dart around in, Recons are definitely going to be really important. There aren't really that many forests next to the cities though. Although I feel like Flasher will be pretty good on this map as well. Actually, now that I look at it. Single comm tower, so I can't play something like this if I make it to there. And then round 4 is Qubits. It's tier 2 plus grid. Interestingly enough. I don't know if Grit's even gonna be good. He could be good. It's single comm tower, which I think Grit doesn't like. I think Grit likes double comm tower so he can get back to at least neutral on his vehicles. It's also very big, which Grit doesn't like because it's gonna be hard for him to move his artillery blocks around. And it's fog, so Grit doesn't like that anyways because he needs to build recons, which lowers his artillery count. And then it's also a 2 airport, which Grit also doesn't really like. So all around, Grit's gonna have a pretty bad day on this map, honestly. I'd probably pick like lots of Eagle maybe. Eagle could be good on this map. And then we have Serpent's Lair here. It's a bit of a clusterfuck, honestly. It's tier 4. So I don't know for this map. It's got landers. It's going to be using landers a lot. So Sammy obviously gets the extra move. It's a pretty big map as well. So Sammy move with the landers could be pretty good. Hit single comp power? It's single comp power. So that makes... I feel like Sammy's pretty good. I feel like Jake's pretty good as well. For the extra... because he can wall break on a lot of these cities from the plains. Same with Cole, actually. Cole can wall break from a lot of these roads. And then Jess can just wall break from anything. So those three are pretty good. Oh, Grim. Grim also is decent. I don't think Adder's the play, honestly. Yeah, looking at this, I don't really like Adder. 2 airports, actually. That could be... That's not bad with Adder. I just feel like... Well, I don't know. I feel like he's not able to do enough day-to-day for a map like this. But his power charges up really quickly. Honestly, I feel like this is a very balanced final map. The more I look at it. But maybe Sammy will just run away with it. I don't know. Actually, I could see Sammy being crazy. There's a lot of properties up for grabs. I don't know. That's probably not going to matter anyways. Anyways, let's get to today's actual match versus Crush Reno. Now that I've gone over everything, look at this nice, bright, sunny, nice, bright, sunny day here. But we're not going to be playing because this is fog! Duh! Anyways, so, opening up the builds here, you're obviously going to want to go for the cities first and foremost, so, I mean the bases. But also, it's sort of a weird thing, because like you can push your infantry down into the center area and contest these properties, which is like a gold mine, honestly, because you can chain so many captors here. There's a reason I'm going for this comp power like immediately too. Is like I want to grab it really fast, and then I'm gonna have I open up the Recon as well, so that he can't take it back. So like I'm like. Huh, I wonder what Sammy's going to be spamming out of this infantry base. I wonder if I can counter that really early on with a Recon. Like, holy hell. So, yeah, this is actually going pretty fast. As far as the replay goes, I like this. Okay. So he's opening up with the captor here, and he's like, oh, we got this nice little infantry here. Guess I'm gonna just wander up to it with my Recon and kill it. Like, this is why Sammy doesn't like fog, is like, you get early game Recons, and Sammy's infantry hate enemy Recons because they just do so much to them. They just go boop, boop, you're dead. Yeah, that's even with Sonja's bad luck. So, yeah. If Sammy could see everything, then the Recons wouldn't be this big of a deal, which is why she's so much higher in like tier. I mean, in the standard play, but these Recons are irritating, honestly. The other thing that's gonna be pretty annoying for my opponent is like having to deal with Sonja health, like. As far as you can tell, this Recon's still at full health. I'm actually going to reload because just to show that off. Well, it didn't show off. I also opened up tank here pretty early on. Oh, did I mention these Recons? These Recons are fun. I like them. I like being able to see what my opponent can do early on. It's fun. It also lets you play around what your opponent's producing from new bases. And it, I mean, honestly, I would just go for the battlecopter to take care of it, but you could go artillery to deal with this. Then pivot this down to like take pot shots to clear out this area because there's gonna be a lot of infantry here. Like you're gonna want artillery there to clear some of that out, obviously. So I'm hiding this guy in forests because he's got the tank here. I gotta fall back a little bit. I'm gonna go for the artillery as well, just so that I can start locking this area down. He's got his artillery. He can't actually see my health here, but it's doing something. He should know that it's doing something. Got my tank in the center area and pivot around. So, moving there, I see that he doesn't have this airport yet. But actually, it looks like he did the same thing as I did, which was to skip this corner property and just head to the center here. Which I think is the play, because you want to get this to this airport as soon as you can. Just so that you have the option to get surprise battlecopters out there if you want them. But yeah, I got my Recon in the area. Taking pot shots here. I got this infantry cutting off his tank, which is funny. He's not gonna be able to do anything here either. To push through here. You take out my infantry there. So, he actually gets the transport copter to get this guy over here a bit faster, which I'm gonna say that's not like the worst move ever, but like you could, it's 5k that you're putting into there. Like I don't know if it's worth it. When you could just get more recons or tanks or whatever. Just doing some good damage over here with this max as well. But I'm doing very good at taking out his infantry and stuff too. Like with this move here to interrupt this gap. Because you know, gotta be a little bit annoying. That's just the Sonja playstyle, just being as annoying as you can. And then just approach with a wall of infantry that your opponent can't actually see the health of. Like, Sammy players should know that this like two-shot, his infantry can move in and two-shot everything, but like if you're going against Sonja, it's like, huh, did I actually damage it? So that's a bit of a Sonja mind games that I like so much. But, like obviously you're gonna be able to just mow through your infantry anyways, so. So he moves in here, and oh, I can keep their signs this turn actually. Didn't show him move this tank in. 3-3. But he moved it in next to this guy, and then he saw that I had his second artillery here. So he resigned after that. Honestly, I don't know. That was definitely a premature resignation for sure. Looking at the board, I'm gonna say I would have had a decently hard time with this area here. Because of all the mechs and artillery and everything. Like, what he's gonna be able to do is just push this block south slowly and then just eventually take this area out. But it is gonna take him a little bit of time to do that, and like, I don't know. He's gonna have to deal with my tanks and everything, harassing him everywhere else at the same time, so I don't know. He's got the anti-air out and the artillery as well, but and like I've got a second tank here which I'm using to back up my battlecopter obviously. So I'm gonna be able to just swarm in here with tanks and battlecopters and then take this area. Harass his stuff everywhere with these guys. And I've got artillery to bombard him away from these properties that I've captured, so That would have been the strategy moving forward had he not resigned. I think right now he's actually ahead a little bit. At least as far as unit goes, because he was able to counterattack with a lot of the infantry here and do just good damage there. Like, KD is 2... Oh, it's 2-1. Did I lose a Recon? When did I lose a Recon? Hold up. Hold up. So I open Recon. Oh, backpack in the corner. So the Recon doesn't matter as much. So it's gonna happen anyways. So as far as stats go, it's like basically even. I'm actually ahead on Recon kills right now. I mean infantry kills. And then I'm gonna get a decent first strike from this base with the artillery. It's gonna allow me to base skip from here, so I can do. Well, I'm not gonna have the income anyways to do crazy stuff, so I don't actually even need to use this base next turn. I can just artillery. Can even move in with the infantry if I want. So artillery, infantry. Got this other infantry here. Got this guy. I can honestly just put him back to the forest at this point. And then... yeah, I don't know. I feel like my opponent just gave up. Which I don't know why. Go to turn 1. Does he get an extra infantry? Yeah, he gets an extra infantry. So, as far as like... I feel like this is way, way, way premature, but... whatever. It's not my job to make my opponent fight me forever, so... that's it for today's match. Next is gonna be... whatever happens with this guy. Oh, what am I doing? I'm revealing that I built an infantry. It's crazy. Well, I say built an infantry. Let's be real. This is the infantry I start with. I was really confused there for a second because I was like, wait a second. I only built 1 infantry and I have 0 gold. What? But no, I haven't had my turn yet. That's why. It's gonna be Eagle versus Hawk. Honestly, I feel like Eagle's pretty threatening in this map. But we'll see. I should be able to fight through because Hawk Firepower is going to be able to push me over the edge with the anti-air to the point where he can't just suicide. Okay. Hawk. 2 comm towers versus Eagle. Even with 2 comm towers, it's basically gonna suicide. Well, actually, honestly, even the Eagle's just kind of dumb. I'm not gonna lie with his battlecopters, but whatever. It'll be interesting. It'll happen eventually. So go ahead and I guess like and subscribe and all of that if you enjoyed, so that you can tune in for more later. But other than that, that's it for today. Actually it for today, because this is the last video for today, so. I will see you guys later then. Bye.